Alright, in this screencast we're going to be going over Windows Home Server 2011. We're going to do a click-through of all the screens inside the 64-bit home server called Windows Home Server 2011. Now this is the dashboard. This is what you commonly refer to as the console in version 1. And let's click through here. Now it's already different than version 1 in that you have some common steps here, a little bit of help getting through some of the things that you need to do in order to set it up. We're not going to do these per se. We're just going to kind of go up here and click all the settings and take a look. So this is the Home tab. Let's go on over to Users. This is a fresh Windows Home Server 2011. There's only a couple of mods done, and I will show you exactly what those are when we get to them. I have not created a user, so let's just do that. Add a user account. And that's going to be me. And I'm going to change the account name. And hopefully you can't read under those dots. And let's just do that. Pretty common for Windows Home Server. You next are asked what the shared folder access that you want to give this user. And documents. We're going to give pretty much everything. Since this is me, I'm going to give it read write on everything. And my children screaming in the background. Okay, so now we're going to click next. And allow remote web access and show selected links on remote web access. We want to show all those links, and I'm going to go ahead and give myself the server dashboard the ability to be an administrator via remote web access. And if you wanted to turn that off for this user, you just click down here. Let's create that account. So hopefully this will go fast. It's applying changes. It's not going very fast, is it? All right. Now, this username can access the server. It's telling me to connect this user's computer, go to the server and go to this, go to the computer. Type in WHS2011, that's what I named this test server, /connect, and you'll be able to install the connector. So we're going to close that, and we have it right here. We have the name of our user. Pretty easy. We also have a password policy, and that defaulted to weak, and we can, any non-blank password is accessible. We can change that to medium, 5 characters. Best 5 characters, letters and numbers and symbols, and strong 7 characters, must have letters, numbers, and symbols. So I'm just leaving everything default as it is. Let's go over to computers and backup. So you can see here Windows Home Server 2011, that's the server, and it does show a little icon for a server. Description: my home server. Backups are not set up, and I do not have any client computers installed. We'll do that in another screencast. View the server properties. No backups available. If I were doing backups to maybe an external drive, you would see some backups in here. General, just pretty much the defaults, the name, the description. Windows Home Server Premium Service Pack 1. I think we might be seeing that change, but 64-bit operating system. Restore files or folders. Now this is going to take a little bit of time. And finally it's come back, says there's no backups available, so you need to do that first. Set a backup for the server. This is pretty easy wizard to do. The wizard asks you to set up the destination disk, items you want to back up, and the schedule. We won't go through that right now. Maybe save that for a different screencast. Additional client computer backup tasks. You're going to remember this. It used to be under server settings where we would change, this used to be default to 555, And we've talked about this in some recent podcasts about going over backups. Tools. The repair tool attempts to repair your client computer backups if they become unusable. We need to go in this in depth a little bit more. Computer recovery. Use a computer recovery key to restore a client computer from an existing backup. And we'll need to go over that in depth as well. Change the server password. And there's a little how do I connect computers to the server. So let's move on. Server folders and hard drives. So server folders, it comes up with a default set, and that default set is documents, music, pictures, recorded TV, and videos. I have since added, it also comes up with client computer backups, and I have added HD video where I've just playing around with transferring files around. Now notice everything is on the D drive. When you install 2011, you're going to have a C and a D. So whatever you have for that initial drive that you install the OS to, it's going to partition that 60 gig for the OS, and the rest of it's going to use for D, and that's going to be your data drive. Now if you start putting in larger drives, they are going to show up here in the hard drives tab. Notice I'm running an actual RAID. It's a mirror of the OS drive. So I've annotated that in the drive's properties within my computer. And the OS drive I've annotated a mirror, a 2.5 inch for C. Also, I've got it says RAID here for D, so I know that these two drives, even though they show up differently on the screen, they are one drive. And then I've annotated 1.5 gigabyte bottom tray external. That's just telling me that I have an external enclosure in this computer and it's in the bottom tray. So if you put it in your internal case on the bottom, second drive, third drive, fourth drive, fifth drive, it just helps you to identify that, and you do that by right-clicking the drive in an Explorer window and go into Properties. Now let's do something that a lot of you guys are going to do. Add a folder. And we're just going to call this test. And notice it's picking G server folders /test. Well, it's picking G because that's that 1.5 gigabyte drive that has a lot of free space on it. And I just want to put it on my D drive. I don't want to do anything fancy here. So let's go. Let's say I want to put it here. I want to put it on my D drive. Let's go ahead and click OK. Well, it's going to tell me you can't do it in the root directory of a hard drive. Okay, let's try again. Server folders, which this is default. It comes on the OS install. Server folders, and then you have your shares underneath. So I want to put it under there, obviously. Well, it says a server folder cannot be added to a folder that contains a shared folder. Select a different folder location and try again. So server folders, I have to, it's not creating the folder name for me. It looks like it would, but I have to go in here and type it out, hit return, and then click OK. And I'm just going to put a description, test. Next, I'm going to just give everyone full access, and then it's going to set the security. That's a little bit confusing, and it may stump a few people getting out of the gate, but lastly it comes up, says open the server backup config wizard, ensure that the folder is selected for backup, so that it's kind of reminding you, hey, you just added a folder, make sure you back this thing up. So now we can see it. Test is here, it's in D server folders test. Now let's just do this again. Add a folder. Now if I did a test 2, and once again it's telling me it wants it on the G drive because there's a lot of information or a lot of open space on that drive. If I just say next on this, it's going to fly right through it because that drive is empty. It's managing it for me. It just seems to get fussy if you want to put things. Let's try it again. Test 3, and it's putting that automatically in there. It always picks the drive that has the most amount of space, and I click next, and it's just going to fly right through. It only seems to really get fussy if you start with this browse, and you're going to have to, if I want to put test 3 here, I can't put it within this. A server cannot add that folder to a folder that contains a shared folder. So just something I noticed. Hard drives again, and we can look at the hard drive properties. Notice that I have about a gig free of this 1.5. I've got cleanup and repair, and also we have shadow copies. Shadow copies enables users to access file and folders as they were at a previous point in time. So basically it's a go back option. If you have an open spreadsheet and you put something in there, or you delete an entire worksheet and you save it, and it's like, oh man, I shouldn't have done that, I need that information. Shadow copies is going to save you in this instance. Let's go over to add-ins, and it's going to be really boring because there are no add-ins installed yet, but hopefully we'll get some installed and start testing them out on this new flavor of Windows Home Server. Server settings, it takes a couple of seconds to pop up, and general, you're going to recognize this. It's pretty common. You got your date and time, your updates, and if you want to join the customer experience improvement program. So you have that. Media, once again, very familiar. Media server is on. You can turn it on and off here. And you have a video streaming quality, which default is low. So you can change this on and off. It'd be nice, I'm not sure if it does or not, but it'd be nice if you had a mobile option where you could tell it yay or nay on the if you want it to be able to stream to mobile and cut down that quality a little bit. Media library, it's calling it home server. Click that and you can change the name of it, because I know if you're putting 2 in there, you might not want that to say home server. You might have something else name that. So we'll hit OK. I'll see how long that takes. And media library, we can go in here and customize. We have documents. We don't want to stream those. HD video, which I added. Yeah, I'm going to stream that. Music, pictures, recorded TV, all my test folders. No, we don't want to. Videos, yes. So we have changed that. Home group. It's home group enabled, and it has seen a home group created by my Media Center PC and asked me if I want to join. We'll be doing that later. Remote web access. I need to turn that on to get that busy, but once again, we're just going through the screens and showing you guys everything about Windows Home Server 2011. Stay tuned for more screencasts. We'll be coming at you with a lot more information about Windows Home Server 2011. Thanks.